More 80s.
Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
I'm the captain.
And welcome to a demonstration of what looks like Starfleet.
It does.
Or Black Mirror.
Starfleet Command. Anyway, we are today attempting to free the tone. Do you like the link there? I've just grabbed a selection of Free the Tone pedals out the cabinet. There's a... this is about half the range that this guy makes. It's a very, very small Japanese pedal maker. Started by the guy who was the lead designer or the chief designer for Providence, who have been around for a long time. Yuki, his first name is Yuki. I shan't disgrace myself by trying to pronounce his very Japanese sounding surname. And legend has it that over a very nice dinner with the equally legendary Pete Cornish, they were discussing what this chap Yuki should do with his life. Right. And Pete said, "It's all about freeing the tone, man. You've got to free the tone." Apparently, I don't know. Or is Pete Cornish? Is Pete Cornish? Or, I don't know. Is that a question in itself?
You've got to free the tone. I can't do Cornish. I'm from Wiltshire, so
you need to go further west.
Yeah, I can't make myself more westerly other than Hagrid. You're a wizard, Harry.
So I've grabbed two pedals, probably his two most popular drive pedals, the SOV2 and the
giggs-boson. Get it?
I have some reference to particle something or other.
The Higgs-boson, yeah.
And then we've got a digital reverb, the Ambispace digital reverb, the flight time delay, and the tri-avatar multi-dimensional chorus. And you kind of heard in that beginning jam there, a mixture of those pedals going through a Marshall JCM 800 using a mix of like a completely clean tone, a mildly crunchy tone, and a very overdriven tone from the amplifier.
Lee was in charge of my amounts of gain.
And by no means, I mean, certainly if you're looking at the flight time, that's quite a complex pedal with lots of functionality, so we're probably not going to dig too deep into that. It's more about just you hearing it. But the rest of the pedals are pretty straightforward. Should we start just quickly with the reverb pedal?
Yes.
By the way, this is all top-end money pedals, you know, nothing on here. I think the cheapest one is the Giggs-boson.
How cheap is that?
Around about £200, and then some of these other ones are up into, you know, £200, £300, £400 or whatever. So I'll put a link in the description below. You can go check them out if you're feeling like freeing the tone. So here we go. Let's do the reverb. Really, really simple to use. 6 basic modes from a spring, plate, room, hall, cave, or serene. Then you can adjust the mix, tone, decay, pre-delay. And effectively then you can save presets. So if you want 4 different types, I knew that would happen.
That's because
Pre-delay.
we have spent so long laughing, I had to go and sit in a different room to calm myself down.
Honestly, I know. And that wasn't even Pete that laughed.
No.
That was Joss.
Yes.
I'm just saying it. I'm laying the blame where the blame is due. So that when people complain, they know who to complain.
Oh, right, so here's without.
Plate reverb. Sorry, plate reverb.
Say that again.
Plate reverb.
Oh, nice.
Man cave. The as unheard of before, serene. So I think we'll stick with the whole reverb because that's a nice kind of in the middle kind of reverby sound. Again, you can adjust whatever you like, save it against one of the presets, then recall if you want to. It's full stereo and MIDI. So if you're using it with like a G2 system or another type of switching system, you can recall patches from another device if you want to.
Big.
Okay, the flight time, as you can see, has got much more LED sort of parameter driven rather than knobs. Still relatively simple to do. You know, you can press a button that says you want to adjust a certain, so if I want to adjust feedback, for example, you know, number of repeats, I get it flashing and then I use the incremental sort of up and down button and it'll, you know, adjust it just like it would if I had knobs or whatever. I've not had a lot of time with the free the tone flight time, but just looking at some of the buttons on here, it would appear that it has it had a BPM analyzer. It's got a little microphone built in, so it'll presumably track what a drummer perhaps is playing to.
It's the CIA again. Or...
Yeah. Tap tempo, as you might expect. And again, it has presets in there which you can recall via MIDI if you want to. Although this one from memory, yeah, this was not stereo, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I thought perhaps the delay would be stereo, but so the reverb's stereo, but the delay isn't.
Siri, please give me great delay.
I love it. You can add some modulation if you want to. I've no idea if I actually did add any modulation in there, to be honest with you. And then,
Yeah.
speaking of modulation, the final one is the tri-avatar chorus. Again, we're back to something a little bit more simple to use now. So we've got 3 depth controls, one for left, center, and right. One would assume then that means it's a stereo output pedal. That's right. We're only using this in mono, so I'm guessing that's not, you're not going to hear that kind of pulsing from left to right thing. High cut, rate, level, and mix. It's a beautiful sounding chorus pedal. Here we go.
That's fantastic.
You could lose yourself in that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And then the 2 drive pedals. He has like a custom shop range where he hand writes what the controls do on the pedal. So that's where the SOV 2 is from. So that makes it a little bit more expensive. I think, if I remember rightly, this is the kind of basic gain circuit that the Matt Schofield pedal was inspired by. And then we've got the giggs-boson, which is from a sort of this more standard series. The giggs-boson's got a little bit more drive, but the SOV 2 is masses amounts of kind of headroom. It's got that really big open driven sound. It's not a high gain pedal at all. It's sort of bluesy pedal, but have a little play. This one has got a little bit more gain. It's also got a couple of switches. The input impedance acts as a kind of a brightness switch, and the gain boost is exactly what it says it is. So here we go. They don't have that kind of more typical perhaps kind of pedal compression, do they? They sound...
Mortical.
They sound, yeah, I did say mortical, didn't I? More typical. They're big and open sounding pedals, aren't they? I mean, gain pedals are very subjective. You know, you either like the gain or you don't.
Should we try those on crunch?
For sure, yeah.
I'm on a crunch now.
let me try it with the Strat. And you fiddle some knobs. As I said, this was never going to be a super in-depth. This is kind of like one of those end of the day, what can we just go and grab from the cabinet to satisfy a little bit of curiosity from our parts. And I thought, oh yeah, Free the Tone, haven't really played those before. So...
what would you like me to tweak then, Lee?
Knobs. Just start playing with the clean ones for... I like a big reverb. I love it. Oh, we've got it on a massive delay time now.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted? Oh, you're tapping it in? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was tapping it in for you. That's Prince.
I know they're the wrong chords. I know they're the wrong chords. Yeah. There's something about it, there's like so little background noise, it's such a big sound.
Yeah.
It's very immersive. What is that? I'm not a big chorus and distortion fan. That's a sound. That is a sound. I mean, not all the tones, but some of the tones were really good in there.
They were.
That was just one of these videos where basically, to be honest, not a lot of talking, quite a lot of playing.
I really enjoyed it.
Almost no banter.
I think these are really, really nice.
Yeah,
I like that too, but for me it's just a bit information overload.
Unnecessarily complicated.
And what happens if you do that?
Exactly. What's not to like about that? And I think, to be honest with you, just this tiny little bit of extra. What have we done? You've got to get the blend right.
You are in a cave right now.
I'm still not a gigantic fan of chorus and distortion at the same time.
Mate, the 80s.
I know.
You were there, we were there.
I should be more of a fan, shouldn't I? But anyway, that's it. We could go on, but we won't. So that's it. I'll put a link to where you can find out a little bit more about Free the Tone pedals in the description below. I've been the Captain.
I've been Ron Chapman.
We'll see you next time.
What?
Andertons TV! Is that how we should end every video? Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.